Hey guys, happy Monday. Tomorrow is May the 4th. Be with you. I know. My thumbnail said Disney is all in the news. But it's the truth, isn't it? Disneyland opening, Disney. Marvel coming out June 4th, Disney. Disney has got Marvel Spider Bots, Disney. And when you wish upon a star, Disney is offering the new Disney Wish, which May is a great month because May is a busy month, isn't it? We've got May Day, which is for many people today, especially in the UK. Thank you, Liz Reed, for letting me know that. And all of my friends in the UK, wonderful shout out. I'm Terri Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer. If you're just joining me on YouTube for the first time, welcome. It's great to have you here. But like I was saying, and if you're joining me later, post in the comments, introduce yourself, say hi, comment, talk about it, whatever you want to talk about. But have you seen or taken a tour of this Disney Wish, this brand new massive cruise ship that sometime this month you're going to get to book for 2022, right? And it's mini ship. Okay, I watched this. Okay, so let me just sort of point out how I found out about the cruise ship. Besides being around you guys, which is always a good sign when it comes to learning about things like this. But the Disney Wish, I watched this. I was not feeling well. I got vaccine number 2 dose of the Moderna vaccine, and I didn't get super sick, but I felt like I was moving in slow motion for about 4 days. I believe this is because on Wednesday, when the nurse told me I should be resting that day, I, of course, ignored her, which is not good. But Wednesday is a very busy day for me. I chat with my patrons on Patreon, on Zoom. And I chat with the tribe on Zoom. And we had a lot to talk about because Disney was coming up and there were a lot of people, probably just like yourselves, who were gearing up for Friday's big opening, which happened. Did you go? Did you love it? Did you go this weekend? I went Tuesday and talked about that on Wednesday to give pointers and tips of some of the things you might do to protect yourself and not go insane. One of them was my good friend and tribe member, Robert Anderson, who went for 2 days. And he mentioned that you get off of Wi-Fi and use your cellular signal to book Rise of the Resistance and to order your food, which many people who went on Friday and Saturday sort of reached out to me and said that was a real big help. So to Robert Anderson and the tribe for sharing. And then we shared a little bit here on the AMA. So, just to maybe make your life a little easier, to remind you that if you were going to Disneyland and you have physical challenges, like you don't walk distances well or whatever, to remember that if you park in Mickey and Friends, you're going to walk that. There are no trams running. You're going to walk that route, right? Also, I had many people who rent a scooter, and they were pointing out that if you rent a scooter over by the Camelot hotel, I don't know if it's called the Camelot Hotel, but it starts with Camelot. You can Google it. Right by them is a scooter rental place that opens at 8:00. And if you're there right at 8:00, you rent the scooter, and that scooter moves a little quicker than the ones you can rent at Disneyland. Now, I don't know about price point, but everyone seems to go over there. That's on the harbor side. So if you're meeting people or you need to get over to the harbor side, being at Mickey and Friends makes it challenging because you have to figure a way to get from Mickey and Friends over to the harbor side, et cetera, et cetera. And it's not like the old days where you could just cross through the park. Because of the pandemic, you're walking around. You get me? So if you're planning on going to Disneyland, just don't forget that the trams aren't running, okay? Because we want you not to be exhausted before you get into the park. We don't want it to be like Florida, honestly. Have you ever run a Disney race in Florida? We haven't had them lately, but if you've ever done the Disneyland half the Disneyland, what do they call it? The Disneyland half marathon, full marathon. In January, they used to have them where I ran the Dopey twice. Now, when I say run, I put that in quotes because I run walk, but I did a 5K, a 10K, a half, and a full back to back to back to back to back twice. Yeah, I'm nuts. Absolutely crazy. And then you get 6 medals, and for the first time in your life, you feel like an Olympian if you really are not an Olympian. That's the closest I'm going to get to Mark Spitz or what Phelps ever. Is I had 6 medals and I'm wearing 6 medals, but the medals are beautiful. They're Disney designed, and the Dopey is it's a lot of work. I had to train for it, etc., etc. But my point is, just like that, what happens in Florida is you walk for about a mile to get to your corral or waiting area to run a marathon, a half marathon, a 5 or a 10. So it's crazy. You just go, wait a minute, you're adding more onto my deal. So that's why I wanted to point out to you that these trams are not running, and you have to walk through there. Now, some people, you can do it. You're going to love it because you get to walk and you get to stop and you get to take pictures of it. When are you going to get the opportunity to actually walk that again once the trams start running? So there are many that's fine. But if you're someone who has physical challenges, you want to consider that before, because our brains don't necessarily, we just don't think about stuff like that. And it's the same with ordering food. Many of the tribe spoke about some pre-planned menus. This is something that my tribe member Robert pointed out again also, is that if you ate at the Plaza Inn, it didn't have a lot of the things that you're used to. If you like the Plaza Inn, it only had a limited menu. Yeah. So that's why I really enjoyed the Bengal barbecue. Like I said, I like saying Bengal barbecue because it had little things and you could kind of a la carte it. And that way you could kind of either eat on the go or just not worry about big, massive amounts of food. It was just little, and it was very nice. So I like that. But everything has to happen online. And so if you're going to use the Wi-Fi and not your cellular, as Robert recommends, you want to make sure you don't do it during the rise of the resistance rush. See how I did that? May the 4th be with you in the rise of the resistance rush, which happens at 7 and happens again at noon, where people are trying to get their boarding groups for rise of the resistance. So don't order food during that time. A little bit before, a little bit after, great. Robert also wanted me to share with you, he's very generous, and I'll share it with you also, is that the trains, I thought when I went Tuesday, the trains weren't running. And Robert informed me, because he loves trains, that I probably was just late. Like I was early on Tuesday. We went in at 9. The trains weren't running just yet. I went up and they said, not yet. So I was like, okay, this is first day, whatever. And then when I went to Haunted Mansion at 4, the train was in New Orleans Depot and it didn't move. And I was like, that's odd. It just didn't move. So I figured maybe they had set it up to look cool in various areas and it wasn't running, but it was running. It's just that Robert suggested 1 shift. So be sure if you're going to ride it, you ride it in the morning because it doesn't run throughout the day. It stops. It's like before 3 during the week and before 1:30, he said, during weekends, which is strange. I think you'd think it'd be the other way around. Anyway, that's Disneyland news stuff, right? So I was feeling like I was walking through Jell-O and I had to stop everything and rest. So computer couldn't be within my reach. Phone couldn't be within my reach. I have a real hard time sitting still. Can you tell? Even when I'm sitting still on the couch, if I'm watching a movie or something, my foot is going. I have to have my hands busy. I have to be knitting, crocheting, folding, doing something. I don't sit well just sitting. It's very challenging for me to do that. I have a lot of energy I've always had. And so it's very hard for me to sit still. But I wasn't well and I needed to rest. So I forced myself to rest. And I ended up watching a lot of your postings. I watched a lot of going into Disneyland videos because I thought they would be fun. And then I watched Disney Plus. Disney Plus, what a gift that keeps on giving. Have you seen the WandaVision behind the scenes? I personally, being in the films as an actor and as a puppeteer, love seeing behind the scenes. I love it. In fact, it's made me like movies better once I saw the behind the scenes. Okay, so my husband treated me to Mortal Kombat this weekend. It dropped, and well, it actually dropped back further. Yeah, and then we saw Tenet. Have you heard of Tenet? Tenet, which was a cool movie. A lot of people said it was hard to follow. My husband and I actually found it quite easy to follow, but it's one I had to pay attention to. It's not one you can be doing something else. You have to like watch it because it's really, it really does mess with your head. It's super. Oh, it's cool. If you have HBO Max, which we did because of King Kong versus Godzilla, which I wanted, or Godzilla versus King Kong, which I had to see because I'm a Godzilla nut, right? So, but you go in and you buy it for a month. And then after a month, I was going to step out. In fact, we plan on doing it until October when Dune drops on HBO. Anyway, so I noticed that in our month, it was going to engulf Mortal Kombat. And I love Mortal Kombat. So I watched that first. I thought it was pretty good. My husband thought it was just a little too cheesy. I thought it was cool. I really did. But then I watched the making of, and I fell in love with it, and I watched it again. Really, really, really good. They had to have top martial artists because the director said he cannot bring an actor up to the caliber of what they needed for something like Mortal Kombat. They had to find people who could do the stunts first and then also act. Acting became the number 2 choice. It had to be number 1, their fight choice. And it was just amazing to see the choreography, see the work. They talked about how the movie was not very long in filming. So they would do one fight choreographed, and then they had very little time to rest before they jump right into the training of another fight. And the fights are spectacular, guys. They really are. There's some green screen, but there's a lot of on location and green screen. And I just can't get over how these fighters make everything look so, I'm always impressed with that. It's just, they just are really good. And the girl, forgive me, there's several female characters in there that like the blonde girl, she does her own stunts. They talk about a flip or a twirl that she did that was all her, that was no aid. They didn't aid her in any way. So it was really cool to hear about what they did and what helped, because there's wire work and we know what wire work looks like. I mean, come on, but it's still a cool movie. And let's get real. It's a video game. So you can kind of leave your brain like over here and enjoy the movie. And I watched that and enjoyed the movie. And then I popped over to Disney Plus and watched the making of WandaVision, which, oh my goodness, Disney Plus. This is a great documentary. This is just, wow, it's so cool. It's so, yeah, you got to check that out if you got Disney Plus. You just jump in there. It's called it's called Assembly, I think. And I cracked up because the letters, I was saying on Terry's Tribe this morning, the letters kind of go, key. So you see the word ass before you see Embly or whatever it is. So you got to go, was that in the plan? Disney, was that in the plan? So, but it just kind of gives you a giggle, is all I'm saying. It just gives you a giggle. But Disney Plus was great I had actually popped over there hoping that Raya was off of special payment thing. And that's not till June. So I got to wait another month before I can see Raya and the Dragon. Or go to the movies, which I might do too. Just for the theater experience, I might do that. But I have to wait until my vaccine is completely done. So I've learned that if I had rested on Wednesday, I probably would have been fine for the other days. But because I did not rest on Wednesday right after the vaccine, it caused more challenges Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was just wonky. So wonky, so weird, so crazy. So, so I learned a lot about Disney, and that brought me to the Disney Wish, which is the new cruise ship that May is a very significant month because those of you who want to book on the Disney Wish, especially their inaugural voyage, which the word inaugural makes you all go crazy. You know how much that's cool. The inaugural voyage will be able to be booked sometime this month, they were saying, for a 2022 sailing. And it showed the building of it. It showed the top where you're going to get to have this float over the ship attraction. It's the first ship, Disney ship, to have an attraction on board. And it looks really, really fun. Mickey's, you guys probably know what it's called. You know, I was trying to see Mickey's Water or something, but Mickey's. And then Minnie is kind of the hostess throughout the entire ship. She's actually painted on the ship, and they're kind of featuring her throughout the ship, which sounds really fun. And then I got super jealous because there's a university that they have on each ship for kids, but you got to be 12 and under to do it. And oh my gosh, when they started to talk about what the kids get to do, I was like, that's no fair. I want to get in on this. And it's really very impressive. It's super impressive. It looks like there's going to be a lot of amazing things that you're going to enjoy on this new Disney Wish. It looked spectacular. And it was fun to take that tour. You can take the official Disney tour. It's about a half an hour. It gets a little bit hi, boys and girls, with the voiceover people. We're really excited that you decided to do. That's a little hard to sit through, but it's still cool. It's still cool. Just get past that, as I did, and watch when they open the doors to some of the cool things that you get to do. And they show you some cool, amazing treats and stuff like that. I also watched the Team Marvel or whatever, that's going to be at California Adventure June 4th, opening June 4th. And let me encourage you, if you've got tickets, good for you, because the closer you get to it, you'll get to see what the Imagineers envisioned, because the longer it stays at the park, it can change. I'm not going to say it's going to change, but it can change. So try to see it as close to that date as you possibly can. And it usually takes a few months before it shifts and changes. But Galaxy's Edge changed really quickly. It had changed after the pre-show that pass holders got to go to. It did a big change. Okay. The immersion kind of went away. The immersion is back now a little bit because I think that the inhabitants of the Bedouins are realizing that the people visiting their planet are the diehard Disney fans, right? So they can immerse you in the experience and not get in trouble for it. Yeah. So you still get that immersion, and that's a lot of fun to get completely immersed in that sort of thing is really, really fun. So this weekend became watching the videos you posted, the pictures many of my people posted on Patreon, and on, so I'm just going to give you a couple of things here like I always do. I'm looking here at it. Just let me find it. Oops, don't put my cursor over it. You put your cursor over stuff and then it disappears. So if you want to be a patron, you go here. $5 a month gets you. I broadcast before this one every Monday and every Friday on Facebook in our group. And then I do a Zoom call every Wednesday with our group too, with the tribe. So we talk all things. We talk Academy Awards. We talk all things. We just chatter away for about an hour, sometimes longer. And so if you want to join, that's what it is. Full disclosure, $5 a month. You can do more. It's a membership site, but that's completely up to you. But this is where you go to do it. If you want to chat with me or whatever, that's where you go to do it. Also, wanted to show you, beep, there you go. Oops, there we go. Wanted to remind you about tomorrow, May the 4th be with you. This occurred to me after I did the thumbnail, but May the 4th be with you is tomorrow, Star Wars Day. And Disney has announced that they're having a shopping day for May the 4th be with you merchandise. Now, you had to get tickets for it, as you do everything, but let me just turn this on so you can see me. Hi. You have to have tickets, and I tried to get tickets and could not. I could not figure out how to get to where you were supposed to go to get the tickets. So I'm asking any and all of you, if you're going, if you were smart enough to get the tickets or faster than I am, let me live vicariously through you. Let me know what kind of cool May the 4th merchandise might be out there that you got. And please model it and show it off so I can see it, because I would love to. Why am I showing you these stamps? Tomorrow, the post office is releasing this set of droid stamps in honor of Star Wars. 2 ways you can do this. You can go to the postal website, ASPS, okay, .com, and order them. You will not get them tomorrow. They will send them to you tomorrow. So you can order them today, and they will send them to you while you're nice and comfortable lounging. You don't have to go anywhere. On the other hand, if you're someone who really likes first day covers and you want to actually get what's called the red roundator, let me get back to the big screen so I can tell you, stamped on your envelope, you can actually go to a post office with envelopes that you have purchased, buy the stamps at your post office first thing in the morning, because they will sell out at the post office. They only have so many allocated for the day. And you buy the stamp, and then you stick it on an envelope, and then you have them cancel it. Okay, they will cancel it for you with the May the 4th circle. That is called a first day cancellation. You will notice on the website for the Postal Service, they have the pretty color digital cancellations, which are very beautiful. You can buy envelopes with all that. That will all get sent to you tomorrow, so you're going to get it after. But MJ Luzzy, who is a member of my tribe and a big stamp person, he has said that you can go, if you're going to be in Anaheim, look up the Anaheim post office, and you can get there's a possibility of getting the red roundator on that date. Okay? So, but you need to be in the Anaheim post office, because Anaheim is in the vicinity of Disneyland. Okay? So you want to get to the central post office in Anaheim to go to get the red roundator. Why is this important? Because the red roundator is designated in the place that celebrates that stamp. Okay. So they're up near Lucasfilm. They're going to have a red roundator up there near Lucasfilm, because that's where Star Wars originated. Of course it is. But then, because Disney now owns the Star Wars franchise, it's going to be in Anaheim as well. Okay. If this is confusing the heck out of you, ask in the comments and I'll try to explain it a little slower. But you could get these stamps, peel them, stick them on an envelope, and get them canceled with the red roundator in Anaheim and in the area near where Lucasfilm is. All right. Wanted to tell you that because some of you love all the Star Wars stuff. Okay. And I don't want you to miss out on these stamps. They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. You see them here, right? And we can do close-ups of them. See, that's what the whole sheet looks like. And then here are the various stamps large. I mean, they are really cool. Seriously cool. Aren't they cool? I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. All your favorites, you know. See? Yeah. Super neat. So, you know, but if you're someone who wants to get the color cancellations, you can buy them already on the envelope and canceled, and they'll mail them to you tomorrow. You'll get them later, but they'll all be set. But you will not get the red roundator. That's the rare one. Are you completely confused now? Yeah, me too. Okay. Let's go over to the comments and see what you have to say. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Oops. I have this thing. What does that? Oh, I see. I just found out what my elbow was leaning on and making things fly through on my iPad. So let's go over and hear what you have to say and hear what you happy greetings, Tracy. How are you? Yes, Disnerds. Did you just like do the dose of Disney, double dose of Disney? That's what I did, is just watched as much. I just, to make me rest, I just sort of went through Disneyland with a lot of you. Some of you were like walking and moving. Like, I can't say you, but many ones I watched were walking and moving, and I had to like wait till you stopped because I get motion sickness. So I had to be aware of that. Hello, Angie. Welcome to May and a new week. My birthday is May 5th. So you're always celebrating with margaritas? I was going to say Cinco de Mayo. Woohoo! So another great thing happening in May. Yes, May is just, it's a fun month. You know, the actual release date for Star Wars was the 25th of May. Okay. But you can't say May the 25th be with you. Doesn't sound as good as May the 4th be with you. So they made this different day. But you're right. May is just a great time, and it becomes the benchmark as Star Wars gets older and older and older and older. Also, tomorrow is the day David Prowse's auction, his estate, auctions off a lot of his cool stuff. So Google David Prowse auction, and if you're interested, that's the man who was in the Darth Vader suit for the original 3 films. If you want to see what he is offering, you can watch and see how much it goes for. I kind of find that fun to do. He has other movies that he was in too, but I don't know that they'll do as well as his Star Wars stuff. So it's wise that the auction house is doing the Star Wars stuff. It is super cool. I mean, it's exciting. It's going to be a really exciting day tomorrow. And your birthday on the 5th, Angie. I'm going to be thinking of you on the 5th. Grim Grinning Tracy. I also refer to my Disney friends as my Disney in-laws. I like that. The Disney in-laws. Yay! Yay! Tracy says, I love Luna, the Star Wars lounge on Wish. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, that tour was really, I mean, I did appearances as a guest artist on the ships, but I only was on the Wonder and the Magic. So I've never been on one of the bigger ships, but everybody has told me they're absolutely spectacular. Many people have gone on the bigger ships and said they like the smaller ships. They're more intimate. And that's someone who just likes smaller crowds, and like myself. I can't say that though, because I've never been on one of the bigger ships, but the Wish looks like wow. Wow, wow, Disney Wish is what I kept saying when I saw it. So I was with you. Yeah. Hold on, Tracy. I keep bumping my elbow and things start moving and it's kind of freaking me out. Okay. Oh, I love that. Angie Floyd, it seems quite fitting as we are all family after all. Indeed, it is. Good morning, Terry. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you, Rose. And thank you for telling that to me. Me too. Thank you, Bob. Rose says, Bob and I got on the train with our family on Thursday. It was really nice. Bob loves trains. Yes, we know that about Bob. We know that Bob loves trains. What's not to love? In fact, on the Zoom call, if I'm in my home, sometimes I'm cooking when I'm talking on the Zoom call with the tribe. And if somebody drops something off, we have a train whistle for a doorbell. It goes, woo, woo. So people go, what's that? And I go, that's our doorbell, because my husband really loves trains, just like Bob and Rose. Okay. Just want to make sure I don't heat an empty cup. Indeed. Yes. Okay. Bonnie says, just watched Mortal Kombat this weekend too. Really enjoyed it. You know, my husband, he was like, but I mean, seriously, it was fun. Wasn't it, Bonnie? The dude with the hat. Oh my, that was, I'm sorry. You know, I don't know the characters really well because I can't play video games. I get motion sick. But that game I remember was easy because it was an 8-bit game. So back then they didn't have the time tunnel travel and the realistic movements and stuff. It was still fun, and it was still pretty bloody. which a lot of people said, the director said I have to be sure to do gore and stuff like that. And I feel that when somebody says, "Isn't she beautiful? She's my precious," that character is doomed, no matter who they are. This is my beloved, and that character is doomed so many times. Oh, like in Conan. You ever seen Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger? And there's a sequence with James Earl Jones. You killed his snake. He raised from a baby. Always the snake was doomed because he raised it from a baby. So I just love those kind of films. I'm with you, buddy. I mean, leave your brain at the door and just get on, buckle yourself in, keep all hands and arms in as you ride the Mortal Kombat journey. I just thought it was super, super fun. So yes, I am good. Hi, Bobby. Yours? I should have gotten my list to tell you when your ghosts are coming. But let me just assure you, look who I just got. So Bobby Schneider, your children are on their way. I just got to pack them up. These are the blacklight ghosts. So, and I don't know if you remember me telling you that on the Haunted Mansion, if you go on it, look for Professor Phineas in the cape, just like this. Yeah, because Disney saw my guy, and guess what they did? They put him in the cape. So what does that mean for all of you? That means that if you collect more hitchhiking ghosts, there are probably going to be, one of the reasons we did this one in the cape was because everyone said they don't have a Professor Phineas in the cape. And this is the blacklight version. There's the illuminating version. Bobby also adopted a set of those where the leg shows through here, but these I've been waiting for. So Bobby just wanted you to see them. They're coming. But what it means is, guys, now that the Haunted Mansion now has Professor Phineas in a cape, you are going to start to see more production of ghosts if Disney builds them in the cape. And that's my goal as an artist. Just get the collector what they want. Whatever it takes, right? So, yay! Yes, big yay there. Hi, all, Deanna. Good morning from Dennis Ritchie. Hi, Dennis. Let's see. If a foal is born tonight, I am trying to get everyone involved to give baby the barn name of Luke or Leia. Oh, wouldn't that be cute? Little Luke or little Leia. Yeah, you probably don't want to do an adversary like Vader because it could be a mean horse. I remember, a lot of times pets reflect their name. So you want to be kind of careful about naming pets certain things. I remember that when I was riding my horse down in Sunset Ranch, which is a ranch that has a lot of movie horses, a lot of movie horse training. I had a horse that I boarded there named Velvet. But I also saw my trainer working with a horse named Hussy, and she lived up to her name. She would wait until you got behind her and she would kick you. And you could just see her wind up. You could see her just get ready as you walked around unsuspectingly around her. And there's, my trainer said, there's no reason to work with such an angry horse. There are so many loving horses out there. Don't work with that one. But Hussy was a real stinker. You could sit outside the arena and watch my trainer work with her. He used to have a trash can that he would put between himself and her backside, and he would walk around, and when she kicked it, she made this loud noise, which would startle her, in the thought that it would keep her from kicking anything that got close. But a lot of times, if a horse is doing that, and you have to hang a red tag on the back of the horse to warn people if they're trail riding that if they ride up too close, this horse kicks. True story. Yeah, absolutely true story. And I remember my trainer just working with Hussy for one of his clients, because she just, for whatever reason, fell in love with this horse, and she was getting, you can get seriously injured if a horse kicks you just right, If you're down cleaning their feet and they manage to get you, you're cleaning one foot and they get, they're a very powerful animal. So my trainer was just like, I keep telling my clients she should sell this horse and get a nice horse. No reason to get such a horse that seems to have a bit of a mean streak. And you could see it. It's very unusual because I don't look at horses as thinking to be aggressive. But whatever happened to Hussy, so my point is, don't name animals a negative name. Just don't do it. Not fair. Not fair to do that to him. Right? Right. Okay, so who have we got here? We've got Cheryl says, I'm excited for the R2-D2 Scentsy Warmer. I pre-ordered it for May the 4th release. It casts a silhouette of Princess Leia on the wall. It's so clever. I'd love to see it, Cheryl. I have no idea what you're talking about, which means that you must have pre-ordered it. Did you pre-order it on, where'd you pre-order it at? This could be that, is this Disney Legacy thing that I couldn't get involved in, which is why I'm like, I want to see what it looks like. It's the same with the Spider Bot. So I heard about the Spider Bots from Marvel. I guess you could buy them like last year. I had no idea. And I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool till I saw the guy open it. It's like this big, here's the Spider Bot, 2 hands to hold that thing. I was kind of thinking with Spider Bot, little bot. So, but I'd love to see the stuff is what I'm trying to say. So Cheryl, I would adore to see that. It would be great. I would love that. So I don't know the characters well either, but remember playing it as a kid with friends, felt it was really entertaining, had some good chuckles as well. Yes. And what's really fun, super fun, if you haven't done this yet, Bonnie, watch the original and then watch that one. Super fun. Like in the new one, I thought the villain was kind of the soul sucker. But in the first one, that soul sucker is scary. So it's kind of fun to see how the first one's done more tongue in cheek, silly, not a lot of blood. And this one is more real and a lot of blood. So there you have it. But both are fun for their thing. I agree. Yay. Yeah, yay. I know, Bobby, you're happy to get your kids. I will be in touch with you and let you know when they're all packed up and ready to go. That's what this week is about. I have to check. I don't remember what I told you on your illuminating ghosts. there are only 5 sets can be produced per month with the manufacturer I'm with due to the COVID-19 situation. He doesn't have the manpower. Supplies are also tucked too. So if you had heard about Apple and you want to buy an iPad or technology, they're having trouble getting the chips to build their stuff too. So this is all because of the pandemic. So we just have to have a little grain of salt, a little patience, and it will come to you. I promise you. You are front of mind as far as the adoptive parents of my ghosts. So do not panic. They are coming. I watch lots of train YouTube stuff, says Tracy. There's a conductor in Norway that puts her camera in the front window and streams live through the mountains and the fjords. Yes, that's awesome. And I think, let me just see if I can find it here. Sweep. There we go. I'm going to show you. I'm trying to remember where it is. I have to just kind of see if I can find it. No, wait. No, cancel. Thank you. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, goodness. I'm not sure where it is. Let's try this one. See if it's here. Because, Star Wars is such a fun thing in life that, let me see if I can find what I was thinking about. Remember I talked to you about the medals. Here's the photo with my medals from these are all my medals from the Dopey. So one arm is Dopey inaugural and the other arm is the Dopey the following year. Yeah, I'm insane. What can I say? That's a lot of miles, but I sure love doing those Disney races. It's a lot of fun to do those. Anyway, I got distracted again. Don't you just love when I get distracted? Okay, so you're talking here, Tracy, about the front of the train. Here I am in Finsa. And this is where I am behind your comment, but that's okay. Here I am in Finsa, Norway, and behind me is where they shot Hoth for the Empire Strikes Back movie. And I am wearing the official Hoth jacket right here that Columbia put out. And I'm just thrilled to be in it and thrilled to have it. And, it says Norwegian team and it has the Empire Strikes Back patch on it. And it is super, super, super cool. So, yeah, Star Wars fanatic to the end. Yeah, I love that. Love that jacket to death. Yeah, so I'm with you. So it is neat. I went through exactly where you're talking about live and in person when I was in Norway in 2019 and got to wear my jacket. I'm praying for you. So you always take care of yourself. Please, want you to be safe without putting you in a bubble. Yeah, well, Bob, the big deal is to get the vaccine, right? I mean, I was walking through Jello, but that's a lot better than some of the things that happen should I get this virus, right? And I'm super excited about everything, happening, so I'm really jazzed about it. But yeah, you're right. So my husband finally said, when the lunch went everywhere, okay, I'm making lunch and I go to carry it and it goes everywhere. My husband says, there's your sign to rest. So I did. Unplugged everything and rested. So thank you for the good wishes. I had no side effects from my second shot at all, even though I felt like I was just waiting for something to happen. Now, me, I just won't stop. Angie, the reality of it is I am a nonstop, hit the ground running. I wake up about 6 in the morning and I go till about 10 at night. And I am, and it's really challenging for me to sit still. But we have to give ourselves, if you're this kind of person, you got to give yourself permission to rest or you'll burn out, right? And if you're an entrepreneur like myself, where you're making these fun little things for you guys and looking to what the next one is, or am I going to do some sort of gathering, or am I going to teach a class, and is my class going to be online, or blah blah blah? What's next? 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 You got to just take a breath and breathe. And so today I walked out here to get ready to broadcast to you, and I stood in my backyard, and the smells from the blooms of the flowers was beautiful and overpowering. So I said, I think I'm going to get like a book and read this afternoon. Sit in my backyard, which is what it was designed for, to sit and relax and smell the flowers and look at the hummingbirds and the squirrels and the lizards and everything, and just have a coffee or a tea and read for a little bit and just chill, baby. Because when you do that, it helps you to recharge your batteries and you're going to be so much better. So side effects, walking through Jello, probably so I would take it easy. Just saying. We are doing really well. No deaths. The latest figure from LA County and Los Angeles. Yeah, we are. California is doing quite well. We look to be going yellow in the next couple of weeks, which is like, what? Yeah. What this means is higher capacity at Disneyland. So it's going to go from 25% to 35%, and it means a whole lot more. But we have to remember that we have a ton of states around us that are still struggling with the pandemic. So we cannot lose sight that the pandemic is still out there. And that's why I watch world news. World news, like India, is really struggling. We just, as a country, sent a lot of supplies, masks, gloves, hand sanitizers, sterilizing equipment, etc., 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 to India because they are really having a bad outbreak. So the idea is to bear in mind that the world must be taken care of, or this is a small win, right? We could get nailed again if we're not careful. So be sure to remember, even though you have the vaccine, social distance, and when you're with other vaccinated people, as was mentioned today, you can take your mask off. Just keep it real, okay? Just be really, don't let your guard down too much. And understand, if you get the vaccine and COVID-19 should still get you, you'll have your sword of truth. You'll have your sword of truth and your shield to protect you. So don't ignore that. Please don't ignore that. Let's see. Cheryl says the warmer will melt scented wax and make your house smell pretty. Oh, I see. Scentsy. Aha. Okay. Is a be your own boss type business like Tupperware and Avon. You should try Googling R2D2 Scentsy. It'll probably pop right up. I will. I'll take a look. I can't use scented things in my house, unfortunately, because my husband is deathly allergic to anything scented. The best we can do is use a lot of baking soda to make sure smells are not here. And for cologne, I have to use like a lavender or what else did I use? You remember, what was it called? Jean Latte when you were a kid? It was the one thing he could handle when Jean Latte was available, which was like mostly alcohol, and you put it on and it evaporated and then left your skin feeling soft and smelling good. It has to be a very, very subtle scent, or my husband just, when malls were open, well, malls are open now, but that Bed Bath & Beyond, how you walk in and it's that paralyzing smell, he would just go into a sneezing, coughing fit that would not stop, and then have a terrible headache. So I have to be very careful about scents around him. And people were like, you don't wear perfume. As an actor, you can't really wear perfume when you're auditioning. Any kind of colognes and things is strictly frowned upon when you're auditioning live. Now we're doing self-tapes, so you can wear what you want. But when we go in, they ask you, don't wear any colognes or anything like that, because they're too overpowering, and many people are very, very allergic, like my husband. So, but thank you for explaining to me, Cheryl, and I am going to Google it because I want to see what it looks like. I'm very curious. Yes. Sounds like the perfect afternoon. Enjoy every moment. Yes. Just give yourself permission. Everybody. I know that if you are on your own and you're doing your own thing, that you feel like every moment of every hour of every day needs to be full. Just saying. And you got to sometimes give yourself a chance to put stuff down and leave it alone, which is only for a small part of today because I've got Ghost to deliver. So I want to make sure that I can get the boxes. I'm getting the experience already, and I'll do a little bit, take a break, do a little bit more, take a break. This is what I'm trying to do, is small bites, because coming back after sculpting something, if I walk away and come back, the sculpture's always better for it because I look at it with new eyes. Or if you're painting or drawing, it's the same thing, right? And I'm still painting and drawing. My poor little painting over here has not yet got its next phase on it. So I'm hoping today or tomorrow I can do that. But you know what else happened? Like, that isn't enough. You know what else happened? T-Mobile engulfed and devoured Sprint. And I was on Sprint, who devoured Nextel. Are you guys old enough to remember Nextel? That had the, and you could like directly walkie-talkie someone? That was the coolest thing ever. But Sprint gobbled them up, and there was no flip to talk to your friends and family. I love that option. Breaker 19, are you there? I mean, it was really cool. In fact, in the film industry, if you were doing a movie, many people just got Nextel phones, connected us all together, and you flip and talk to people. But that got engulfed and devoured by Sprint, and then Sprint just got engulfed and devoured by T-Mobile. So T-Mobile has informed us that it's a whole new, what would you say, system on the phone. So we have to go and get them like changed or whatever. I don't know. This kind of technology makes my head hurt. But we've got to go do that too. So tomorrow I got to do that first and foremost, and this is tax. If you guys put your taxes off, this is also tax season, May 17th, okay? So your income tax is due May 17th, both your state and your federal. So of course, when I was resting, my CPA had questions about ours. We got ours in early. I'm so proud of myself because this is something that makes me go, ugh. It's with most artists, it's the math. You go, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. You become a baby. I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to. And you have to, because it's the government. So you gotta not play with that stuff. So of course I had to make sure that I answered his questions. I did not do it Friday after dropping the lunch everywhere because I was just not in a good space. It was good I talked to you guys first thing in the morning because the day went afterwards. Yeah, I was cranky. What can I say? Good morning, Ava. Yes, I know red tags well. Once I took care of wasn't, let's see. One I took care of wasn't mean but mischievous. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I have scars from being nipped. Horse's name was Pauline. Now, that horse should have been funny, right? I had to watch so he wouldn't bite my bum when cleaning. Oh, I know. Oh gosh. Tracy, you're taking me back to my first horse, Samurai, who, when I was cleaning his hooves, and I know this isn't Disney talk, guys, but think of the horses at Disney. They go through the same thing with their groomers, right? And did you see that horse if you went to Disney? That really, they must have been polishing him for weeks. He looked like glass, black, beautiful glass. When he walked, he shimmered. Classic Disney sparkle. But you got to take care of them. You brush their coats. You make sure they eat good stuff, right, Tracy? You make sure they're well taken care of, and you clean their feet, and you groom them, and you take care of them. So Sam was a really funny horse. He was a comedian, which is why when you say Pauline, Tracy, it makes me think of a horse, of my horse, Samurai. Samurai used to love to wait till I was cleaning his back hooves to let loose and pass gas. Seriously. And so I got to the point where I could feel him waiting. I would tease him by taking extra long to get back there. And you could just feel him puffing up as he's trying not to poot before I get back there so he can make my hair kind of go poot, That silly horse. And I used to go really slow, and you could feel his whole body struggling. He was a big horse. He was 17 hands. It was the funniest thing. And then he would get this satisfied face. He would look back, and I swear he would smile if he got me. So I know you tell me this story and I'm just cracking up. Because you're giving me the horse memories here. It happens across the board. If you are at Walt Disney World and you know that there are people there that take care of all the horses in the wilderness area, and they have equally interesting stories about the behavior of horses. Horses can be really pranksters. So I'm sorry that Paul would bite you. Appaloosas will do that a lot too. If you get an Appaloosa, they say half Appaloosa, half crazy, full Appaloosa, all crazy. The horse is a very interesting breed. But I rode one while training. I just loved him. I thought he was a great animal. But he would try and nip me too. He just thought it was really funny just to test my skin. So funny how they are. I'm going to let my boss know. Terry said, I need to take it easy. Please email my Terry note. Yes. In my husband's job, they have a mental health day because they realize that there are just days, there's an official day that they can take. Not like Valentine's Day. They don't pick it. You pick it. They give you that day after, like my husband's getting ready to go into some really serious boots on the ground work in his job. So afterwards, if he has not used that day, they usually have a little bit of a lull after the hurricane has gone through town. I hate to use that analogy, but it's kind of a rough time that they kind of hang on and work real hard. then afterwards he can take a day, or some people can take a day. It doesn't mean you have, but that day is there. So if you have any kind of rough road, or you just need a day, that more and more businesses, what I'm trying to say is more and more businesses give you this day, give you this extra day that you can just kind of, so that you can come back and be present in your work and in your job. Yep. So yes, Angie, let your boss know. You need to be in a Star Wars movie, either as an actor or as a puppeteer. I'd love it. I said all they have to do is show my face, let me have one line, and then they can kill me. I'm fine with that. I was going to speak at Lucasfilm, and I'm hoping when Lucasfilm gears up in next to the Disney Family Museum, that I can speak on a topic that I have called Full Circle. I hope the people are still there. I'm going to write to my friend and see if he's still a part of Lucasfilm, because a lot of people downsized, didn't they? And I hope he's still there. I hope they are all still there, because Lucasfilm turned out to be a great place. Super, super great. But thank you for saying that, Tracy. I think so too. Cheryl says, the only time I've gone trail riding, I was given a Clydesdale named Dina. I nicknamed her Dinosaur because she was so massive. Yes. Clydesdales are an amazing breed, aren't they? And the reason they're amazing is because their hooves are like dessert plates, aren't they? Like about that compared to a normal horse, in here, it's like that. Unbelievable. I was looking to purchase a horse, and I fell in love with a Clydesdale, and my trainer said no. My trainer actually taught me how to tell the age of an animal before you buy it, by looking in the mouth. And that's how I got Velvet. Velvet was a great little horse, but I got really busy. And the one thing you don't want to do when you're riding a horse is for them to get stuck in a stall because you can't get out to ride. So I had a lady who really loved watching me ride Velvet, and she said, anytime you need your horse exercised, would you mind if I did it? And I said no. So she would just text me and say, can I take your horse out and exercise, ride her? And I said, yeah. And she worked on the ranch. She just loved Velvet. So that was really great. And eventually I sold Velvet to her because Velvet really liked her. And I was getting I was traveling everywhere, and it wasn't fair to Velvet. So it was hard saying goodbye to her. I love this little horse, but you got to be real. Horses are not pets. Well, some may disagree, but they really aren't a pet. They are they love to work. They love to do stuff. So it's very important, especially Velvet. I was training to barrel race with her and to slide. So you use your body, and they tuck and they slide. And if you do it just right, it looks really cool. And I would get it about 30% of the time, and I'd mess it up, and she would just go, at me. But what a great animal. She's great, and she really, really loves being with the owner. And you gotta understand that. And there's lots of horses out there that need adopting. So if I ever got to the point where I had more time to ride consistently, I would simply go out and use my knowledge and get another animal and have a horse. Yeah. I've had, how many in my life? 3. Yeah, 2. I've had Samurai, which I had for close to, I was very young when I got him, and then he lived to be 30, which is older for a horse. When he started to get old and a little, he got to the point where he needed time to rest. I put him in a pasture up near Nevada, and he loved it. And I would go and see him, and I'd ride him occasionally, and I'd meet with the family that had him. And it just, he's a partner. He was a partner. He was my cross-country trail horse. I used to ride cross-country trail, and actually got ribbons a couple times because he's really an amazing animal. But yeah. And then came the time when, you live in the city and you need to just be respectful of your animal. They it's like you have a little dog and you keep him in the crate for 24 hours. That's not the way to take care of a little dog, even though they don't mind being in the crate. They don't want to be in there for, days on end, right? But so that's, you got to remember that they're little beings and so yeah. So let's see. We've got that. That's the Paul End. That's that. I'm just checking. Yeah, I thought so too, Cheryl. I did too. Massive. Yes, she was. Okay. That was the thing, says Tracy. Paul could have really hurt me if he wanted to. He loved playing and psyching me out. Then I had a mare named Puddin' Pie. Oh, that's a cute name. She was my best bud and would nibble my hair and ears. When I lost Samurai, who was like the greatest horse, he was my go-to horse. I have a horse skull up in this corner. Yeah, it's over here. You can't see it very well, I don't think. Let me see if I move it. Yeah, right there is a horse skull. I collect skulls, and I know that some people, they go, ew, you collect skulls, ew, ew. But as an artist, the bone is the foundation of the body. So skulls help me to do better sculptures. So I don't have a real human skull, but I do have, there's a, what is it called? Bone Clones. Have you heard of the store? Bone Clones will do a cast of a skull, and you can use that as your skull for reference and not use an actual skull. But I do have actual skulls of animals. There was a place called Maxilla and Mandible. I'm not even sure it exists anymore in New York, that used to send me skulls that they humanely acquired, because there's a lot of animals that die in desert areas, and Maxilla would go out and get them, and then they're good for research. So I have quite a few. If you're interested in seeing some of them, let me know. I'll be happy to show you if you'd like to see those. My Ask Me Anythings are on Friday, and you can ask me that question and I'll post them out if you'd like to see them. You have to be sure that the aura is right, okay? I know this may sound a little woo-woo to you, but some people acquire skulls inhumanely, and I can feel it. So the nice thing about Maxilla and Mandible is they're an authorized company. They were, like I said, I don't know if they're still around, but they were fully authorized for research purposes to do this for museums, for artists, for anatomy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's where I got my skulls from there. Yeah. I did not go through shady means like a Craigslist, because you just don't know. I remember I was at a swap meet, and I saw a little bear skull. And the minute I touched it, I knew it was bad. So I stepped back away. And if you think all of this is kind of like, look, it's up to you what you believe and what you don't believe, but I could feel it. And so, no, didn't buy that one. All through Maxilla and Mandible. Yes, you tell the age by their teeth. I think National Velvet, when you share her memories. Yeah, that's what I thought of too. Velvet was funny. She's very impatient. So we would be on a trail if I was with others. And you know how you stop and sit, kind of like the Bonanza? You remember Bonanza, where they all ride in and they're kind of sitting on their horse, going like this? That show, if you ever saw it. They kind of do it in Unforgiven too. They ride for a bit and then they sit, do this. So we were on the trail. I was with friends and doing the same thing. And Velvet used to do this with her right hoof. Like, let's go. Now Rocket does that. She takes her whole body and she bunches it up, and then she hops up like some sort of jackrabbit. That's my dog, Rocket. And she'll go like this if she wants me to pay attention to her. So my husband and I are working on a new storage system for my content, and we're getting some great content, guys. I can't wait to show you some of the stuff I forgot that I even did. I look forward to showing you that in the future. But we're getting it to where It's archived because I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I'm an older person. I'm 60, I'm 63, almost 64. And I did not understand how to upload to YouTube. Oh my gosh, it was so confusing to me. And all of you guys who live in this area, it's so simple. And I love you that it's so simple for you. And I turned to many of you, help me with the YouTube uploads. I actually probably met someone that was like 14 who ended up finally helping me to understand how to upload to YouTube. But even if I watched YouTube on how to upload YouTube, I couldn't, there was just something in here that wasn't connecting. And so my husband said, this was about 4 years ago, my husband said, look, just because you can't upload to YouTube doesn't mean you can't create content. So I took him seriously. I've been documenting my work since I was 8. So I just documented, shot photos, shot video, shot, some of it thought maybe would be good, some bad. But my husband is going, bless his heart. He's going through all of that and putting it in a new storage system so that I can access it and start to show you some of my past. Some of the things I've created. And that way you can see Terri, the Imagineer / Henson Puppeteer / Ghostbusters, Men in Black, blah, blah, blah. Her journey, that crazy wild journey, probably should call it, Bumpy Ride. But instead I just call it Terri Hardin, and then I title it Comfy Chat. Comfy Chat may change because Comfy Chat came from the pandemic. And I'm hoping that these comfy chats will get shorter. And like today, I think this one's going to get shorter so that we can live life. You guys are going to go out and hug your friends and family and go to Disneyland and go to Knott's Berry Farm. And did you hear the water parks are even going to open so you can, be in a lazy river tube or something cool. You can get outdoors and enjoy yourself, not be locked in here. And so I'm going to start to shorten these like I'm about to do with this one. And I get the same feeling when I touch things, but I've been told I'm an empath. Well, there you go, Deanna. There you go. Absolutely. There you go. Nothing strange. There's strange things that happen that some people buy into and some don't. But when it happens to you, right? Absolutely. So, but that's what I'm saying. As we open up more, I know many of you are not necessarily going to sit for long videos. So I'm working on shortening them, but we can, I have ones that I'm going to change it. I'm going to put into a podcast. There's stuff that can be done, right? Yeah, absolutely. But I love going over to your comments and hearing what you have to say and hearing what, is on your mind. And everything like that. So here we are at 1 hour and 7 minutes, and I am going to sign off. Whoa, I kept it at 1 hour, which for me is pretty good. Listen, everybody, I love that you come and you sit with me and we get to chat. It may change into a different title, simply check in with Terri or something like that. Who knows? If you've got an idea, let me know. I would love to hear from you. And if you like what you see on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the little bell. I'm still learning, so it may not be the channel to you that's perfect. I have not done a lot of pre-recorded videos. Everything I'm doing right now is live. But I can promise you I'm here every Monday and every Friday. That's my dedication to you. And if not, I'll let you know if I run into something where I suddenly can't get a signal or something. But know that I appreciate you very much. I thank you very much for being here, for taking the time to sit with me and chat with me every Monday and Friday. I super enjoy it. And I look forward to seeing you this Friday on the AMA. Bring your questions with you. And you can post them right in the comments, and I'll answer them as we go. And as long as there's questions, I usually stay, at least for now, because the pandemic and COVID-19 are not quite gone. So that's the one that I stay extra long. So I love you guys. I can't wait till we can meet face to face and hug. Wouldn't that be fun? Do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel so much better. So if you're feeling bad, take it off of you. and try to do something nice. And it can be something as simple as a phone call to someone you haven't talked to in a while, or buy a coffee for the person behind you, or whatever you want to do that's nice, a smile, even if you're at a market. I know that's kind of hard with the mask, but maybe a nod then. How you doing? What's going on with you? Ask them about their day, okay? Do something nice for someone else, and that's going to make you feel better if you're feeling melancholy, okay? I love you guys so much, and I'm so grateful to all of you, and I will see you Friday. Be well